Yes. In progress. Aren't we always in progress? Thank you
Recording in
so much.
progress.
We're recording in progress. Welcome to another episode of What's This Bullshit with Mikey and what's going on, Money Mike? What's up with you, man?
Yeah, it's all right, man. Things are going good.
Cool,
Uh,
man.
uh,
Dude, the world is
still,
burning, but things are going good. I love
I
that.
know, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The world around us is burning down, but
Dude, what the fuck happened to Jimmy Kimmel? I
I
saw
don't
that
know.
today when I went home.
I think he said something bad about Trump, and he didn't like it. So the FCC leaned on
Was it Trump? I think it was
Disney.
either Trump or Charlie Kirk he said something bad about. Or I don't know if he said
They're
anything bad. It just, I don't
he
know.
they, he didn't say anything bad about Charlie Kirk. It's more like he was poking fun at the president and MAGA, I think.
Okay.
And then the chairman of the FCC got involved, which, that's really shady. But you know how it is. Corporations going to lose money. They're going to bend the knee.
Be honest, I do, man. I know that cat's been on the air for a long time, but I
I,
can't, I
I
don't
don't
remember.
watch
I
late
don't
night
watch any of those
shows.
shows. Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
like that's
either.
not
I
my
don't
thing.
either. But apparently a lot of people, a lot of people do. I haven't
Okay.
watched TV in forever.
And that's what I was thinking also. I'm like, dude, if it's not like right now, the Buffalo Dolphins game is streaming right now on Amazon Prime. So that's what's on in the
Yeah.
background. I haven't watched a TV show on like a like on terrestrial TV, and I can't remember the last time I did that.
The only time I actually watch regular TV is when we're traveling in a hotel.
Okay.
That's it. That's the only
I
time.
don't even do that. Not because I either, if the hotel has Wi-Fi, I have my laptop and I'm watching something on my laptop. So all
Yeah.
my premium channels, all my streaming channels, unless I'm out of the country, so some things can't come with me, but Amazon Prime, Hulu, Disney Plus, I watch on my laptop.
Yeah.
I have sometimes the TV on in the background
Yeah.
and I'm just second screening that. No, dude, I don't even watch TV
I watch
like
it for
that.
Cartoon Network
If you
because
can
I don't have
find
it.
it.
Yeah,
But
they still have Cartoon Network on cable. So
yeah,
almost
usually,
every hotel I've been in has it as a channel.
okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, usually
that or
it's if I'm in the States, it's on ESPN or something like that. And it's just again on in the background. I'm barely even watching it.
Forensic Files,
Pretty fast.
called
You like
murder
what?
porn.
Yeah, you like those shows?
My daughter does, but ever since she's gotten into watching them, me and Connie will watch some documentaries about it. But we call it murder porn. So
That I mean, dude, that's what it is, man. Dude, I remember there was an episode on South Park about that.
yeah, that's where we get
Yeah.
it from. That's why I refer it to as murder porn. So yeah.
Dude, that is insane, sir. But hey, man, dude, the world is burning as we speak. So you know what this Jimmy Kimmel getting kicked off the air kind of reminds me of? Do you remember after 9/11, Bill Maher had that TV show, I think Politically Incorrect?
Yeah.
And I think one of the guests didn't necessarily call the terrorists brave, but I think they said they weren't cowards, and they got his show canceled. And then a few years later, that's how he ended up on like HBO with Real Time with Bill Maher.
Yeah, I mean, with how streaming platforms nowadays, why can't
Yeah,
Kimmel get his own show streaming instead?
dude, he's gonna be on YouTube within probably a month. Have his own
Yeah.
YouTube
I mean, he
channel.
might have a case for wrongful termination,
Hey,
based
I mean,
on
he can do
his
both.
First Amendment, but they're trying to erode that. So
But I think what's unfair is that, dude, that guy employed what 100 plus people for that show.
yeah.
So all those people are probably out of work now.
So does that mean there's a woke right now?
I have no idea. I have no earthly man. I'm just letting people.
The anti cancel culture club is now cancel culture.
Dude, that pendulum never stops going, man. The wheel never stops turning, brother. So
What's the joke? If you go further enough left, you get your guns back. There's
something
some
like that.
garbage.
I
uh,
think how I've always kind of heard it, and it doesn't really matter what direction you go in the political spectrum. If you go far enough, right or far enough left, you'll end up on the other side.
Right, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I get, man.
they did. Um, no, that's a running joke.
What?
The whole if it's far, you go far enough left to get your guns back. I've always
I've
heard
never
that.
heard that.
Yeah, I have lots of times. It's funny because
That's right.
I mean, and there's you have two-way liberals too, just as much as you do conservatives, but I don't
Yeah,
think
here in
they're
Texas,
as
you do.
yeah, but I don't think they're as nuts about it.
So
Some folks that we
that
do
okay. So
know
hold on.
own fucking warehouses full of, well, I'd say I'm over exaggerating, but how many friends do we have that have literal fucking rooms full of guns?
I mean, dude, I'm one of them. Yeah, dude.
You
Yeah.
don't, well, no, you don't even have, you're not even scratching the surface with some folks we know that have like 70 plus, 40
Oh yeah, yeah,
plus.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's what I
some people
mean.
just yeah. I'm like, why are you having me? Like, it's not.
Well,
It's
I guess
weird
some
to me
people are
to have that many
collectors,
handguns. Yeah.
but yeah, and you see the gun tubers, you'll see their racks behind them full of them, and I'm sure because they do reviews and things like that. But man, like the average Joe, why would you want that many? Some of that, all that combined could be like a down payment on a house, and you're living in
People
this
type of
trailer
gun. I hear what you're
shithole.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah, we
know.
got
I've
friends who
never
do love
understood
it,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, dude. They just that's who they are. They love it, man. Some
Hmm.
friends love handguns and they stock up a whole bunch of them, man. I dig it.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Dude, but to kind of carry over the conversation we had last week, you and I were discussing, and I was like, dude, that guy, you don't have to have military training to make that shot. And the guy they caught had no military training.
Didn't have to, but you see, you missed what I had said. It said he could have had military training or he's a hunter or
Is that
someone
what you
around
said?
him with
Is that what you
guns.
said?
Yeah, that is exactly. You're gonna if
And
you
I
go
think
back and
I said,
re-listen.
I brought up, cause I think I said, yeah, or you could, I think I said that you could be a hunter. Cause I know, cause I said,
I have to
I
look back
go
at that
to a
because I'm pretty
hundred
sure I
yard
said it.
range in Conroe. And
Hmm.
yeah, it's a 100-yard indoor range. And dude, I'm not military, but what's actually interesting about that is that a lot of people, I guess, getting radicalized online, but they're saying, even though he did have some shooting experience with his old man, they're saying the same thing the military does when they recruit these young kids, because a lot of these kids are getting their shooting training off of playing Call of Duty.
Yeah, which you can argue. Yeah, it's a simulator for sure.
Oh,
It's not quite the same. The mechanics, in my opinion, are probably the same. Trigger finger. Uh,
uh-huh.
using the joysticks to kind of control. It's the same concept, except it's more physical, and you're doing it,
Yep.
virtually in the video game. But they these games will have drift and muzzle climb. You got to use your joystick to kind of control that. So it's the same concepts, just more
Dang.
physical than virtual. Yeah, if you think of it that way. Like I said, but Utah and Wyoming and places like that, that's like hunting is like a second religion to those folks. And
People, yeah.
you know, sounds like from his just interviews with his family, they were huge Trumpers, which but like I guess there's this, I don't know,
Yes.
we don't know the whole story of why, but some people say that maybe, Kirk wasn't extreme enough or he
So
didn't like what he said about transgenders or I don't
so
understand.
that's I've heard that. I've heard that I guess his roommate was transgender and maybe they had a relationship. And the latest thing I think I saw these last couple days is that they've released some text messages, I believe, and now they're saying those text messages look counterfeit, meaning like somebody doctored them up or something like that. Dude, it
Yeah, or they were trying to claim that the stamping of the manufacturer's stamp on the back of on the bottom of the bullet casings, if you ever
yeah.
notice, manufacturers will have their stamping on there. I think one of the manufacturer was TRN, and they thought that had something to do with, you know, trans rights, and I don't know what N would have stood for, but TR. They were trying to claim that, and it's like, dude, that's a manufacturer. Your casing will have your caliber, and in most of the time, it'll have the manufacturer.
Yeah.
I have to look at mine, because some do and some don't. But if it's stamped on there, that came from the manufacturing plant. If anything, he etched them in there or wrote them in on marker. You just scratch it in with with a knife point or something. So I don't know. We are we ever gonna hear the truth? You know how things happen. You know how it goes.
Well, I
How
mean,
long?
apparently they got but suicide watch in prison. So the last person they had like that, the cameras went off, and all of a
hmm
sudden he hung himself at this
Wow.
perfect storm. So I don't hell how have I know, man, dude? It is
Uh,
craziness day by day.
I don't know. I'm getting tired of celebrity administration. I feel like this administration is full of podcasters and influencers.
Bro, we're not even a year in. We haven't even made a year.
No, yeah,
Dude,
I
it's
want.
dude, imagine. Okay, if it's like this, and we're what, maybe 8 months in? Nah, he got inaugurated in January. Yeah, so about 8 months, 8.5 months in. What will this look like in another year?
I don't know. I mean, will he make it another year? I mean, he seems pretty sick to me.
Well, yeah, I've seen some scuttlebutt online about, he doesn't seem healthy but dude, even if that happens, that'll just lead to more conspiracy theory.
Yeah, well, that's
Say,
that's
oh,
a lot
he
of
was
people are
fine.
feeding
And
on.
yeah, dang.
There's good conspiracy theory and there's really bad conspiracy theory, and I just think there's a lot of bad. I want to go back to the days of aliens conspiracies. Those are pretty interesting.
Were those interesting for you?
Okay. Outside the 9/11 thing, I was never really into it. The only reason why I got into the 9/11 stuff because uh, some things that people were saying made sense, and it still makes sense to this day. You know how I'm trying to word this in a way to where it doesn't sound like I don't know, insanely I don't know, insane. But what
Insanely
better
insane.
way?
Okay.
What better way to push your agenda than a horrific incident? And next thing you know, we got the Patriot Act, which we're seeing effects to this day still of that act being passed. Like you can't go anywhere without your face being on a camera. And it's not just technology, man. That's surveillance cameras, traffic light cameras. Uh, Now that AI is introduced, that stuff's starting to show up now. Uh, AI facial recognition, things like that. Tools are starting to pop up for that. You know, so we live in a very surveillance type state now. Can't do anything anymore. All eyes on you.
I remember all those times we went to bars and clubs, man, and at the dude, what at the most, maybe a picture would end up on MySpace. But that was before everyone had phones on
Yeah,
pictures on
man.
their cell phones and stuff. We really
Um,
didn't take tons of pictures.
I get, I think I already told you last week I deleted the Facebook app, which has actually been pretty good for me. I
Yeah.
feel less toxic, or I guess influenced by toxicity.
Okay.
Because I mean, for me, and I believe this, that the algorithm in some of these platforms are meant for you to, fall victim to rage bait, right?
How's
How
that
how
gonna
better to
affect you?
engage? How I mean, you get angry. It's easy to get angry when you read something online and say, "Oh shit, I can't believe this fucking happened. This is insane."
Mhm.
But what better way to engage, quote unquote, folks by getting them angry and getting them to be involved in your platform, arguing online, hurling insults and all other shit at each other, you know.
Yeah, it seems that that political part of it kind of missed Instagram. I mean, it hit it a little, but
Yeah,
it's
I like
definitely
seeing
on
things on
Facebook,
Instagram now. Yeah, I
it's
think I
on
browse
TikTok a lot,
Instagram.
it's on
Yeah,
X,
I don't have that.
Twitter.
Don't have
It
that.
kind of missed Instagram. I'm not. I like it that way. I'm not very political online. I like to just
But you
send.
don't really can't really comment too much on Instagram. It's just like a photo sharing platform, isn't it? Like,
I mean, that's all it is.
yeah. So I
Well, you
like
can do
that.
videos now also, but yeah, it's mostly just that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you need, excuse me, you need an escape from that. Shit's toxic, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
You know,
Everyone, I don't know,
you
man.
know,
It's interesting out there.
now, know, before people, that were ended up getting fired, they want to call it cancel culture, people being extremely racist or hurling, slurs, you know. Now you can't say anything bad about this administration. Oh, you're gonna, oh, we're gonna cancel you. You're gonna lose your jobs. Now they're threatening to lock people up. Come on, man. Let's get back to
Dude, how
reality.
many people have lost their job behind this mess?
Quite a bit, a lot.
Like,
And
so
some folks deservedly, some folks deservedly. I don't think you should be online, good riddance. And I mean, that's not helping anything. It just encourages people to do more shit like that. That's not going to solve anything, you know?
yeah, I mean, here's the dude, you can feel how you want to feel, but dude, there's some stuff, man, you just I guess so I sound like a boomer now. I guess I'm just getting old. Like there's some stuff you just want to keep to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to keep to myself nowadays.
Just dude, why even talk about this? Why are you putting that out there?
You know, just
Like,
before I deleted the app, I completely locked down my Facebook profile.
oh
It's,
wow.
yeah, like it's as much as I can, because
So
I don't
don't you
need
have
that.
people on there that do you not have their phone numbers or how do you gonna keep track of those guys?
Eh, I mean, I can log into on my computer, but I don't even do that. I don't need to. People who want to get a hold of me know how to get a hold of me. They have my number,
Gotcha.
you
Okay.
know. You know, it's a nice place to go and see where people go on vacation and take pictures of that, or their
Yeah.
families and whatnot. It's nice to see all that, but I don't know. These days and age, like I said, it's become more of a toxic thing. It should have been more than that, in my opinion. The internet was supposed to be like this big, learning platform. It's just turned into a real shithole.
It still is. It just depends where you're going.
I mean, it's almost like walking through a minefield nowadays, you
But
know?
again, it just depends where you're going. So,
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, I spent
yeah.
hours upon hours going through my Facebook feed and
Oh
removing
wow.
all the junk I don't want to see. And the next day, more of the same shit popping up. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Stop showing
Okay.
me this. Stop showing me this. Stop showing me this. And more of
Gotcha.
it's still popping up. So I'm like, you know what? Let's take a break. And it's been nice. I'll be honest with you. It's been real good.
You feeling good. You're feeling free,
Feels
foot
good.
loose.
Yeah. I don't feel as ugh, I don't feel as weighted down. I don't feel as toxic, you know, angry, you know.
No, man. I liked Angry Mikey. That was funny. I like seeing you.
Mm.
I like seeing you fired up. I like seeing the boys get fired up.
Oh, I mean, I'm just fired to a point, but not like, not for this retarded stuff. And I shouldn't say the R word. I get
Yeah,
me in
that's the
trouble
word you
now,
should
right?
self-censor
Yeah, self-censor. But yeah, I
for the
mean,
three people who
I'm
listen
gonna
to
reclaim
this.
that word. Retarded is for just really, really dumb shit, not for people anymore. We should
Yeah,
reclaim that word.
we should, dude.
Hmm.
That is finally something I can get behind. We should reclaim this. That's our word. And the people who are that were too stupid to know that about that word anyway. So why are we
Hmm.
trying to shield them from something that's just meant for us to call them?
Yeah.
Thank you. We're bringing it. We're taking it back. That's ours.
Well, okay. So we're kind of talking about like the bad side of things. We witnessed our first assault here on Monday, and actually got
Welcome
video
to
footage of it.
Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
You will now testify in your first assault case.
No, no. Actually, no. I didn't have
This
to.
is your
I got a
second.
call from.
This is your
No, it's my
second assault
first.
case. What?
No, first one.
Okay.
Well, I wasn't assaulted. Somebody else was. I was a witness to it.
You stood by with the phone, huh? You didn't even jump in to help out,
No.
or
So here's the thing.
motherfucker, what happened?
Here's what happened. So, me and my wife, every Monday we go to a run club. I bike for it. She runs for it. Uh, so after my ride, I was on my way back to the meetup spot and I got to an intersection. There's a gentleman panhandling. He come up at, I don't know, on my bike, I'm on the street and he comes up to me and said, "Hey, you got any change?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm sorry. I don't have any change." And he's like, "Oh man, don't worry about it." And he goes on about his business. And there's another
Yeah.
gentleman, and he says something to me, something about a hook. And I'm like, "What?" He's like, hook." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Because I'm not getting it. I'm not getting what he's saying. He's mumbling. He says something about a hook. I'm like, "All right, man, I'm sorry. I don't understand you." So I kind of just, ignore it. I keep him on peripheral vision because this guy, is kind of getting close. And I'm like, okay,
Maybe
it could
he
be
said
one of,
hug. That's what he was like,
no, hook.
hug,
No, he said
hug.
hook something,
Did you
but
give him a
he was
hug?
a little agitated. No,
Did he say tug? Tug,
no, he was
tug.
a little
He was asking
agitated.
you
So
for
I kind of,
a little tug behind the corner. Little,
no,
tug, tug.
no,
Are
no,
you
no, no.
sure? I think
I'm
that's what they were
positive.
saying.
No, he was a little agitated. So I kind of kept him on peripheral vision because, a lot of these folks that have issues will, randomly strike out. Anyways, so the light turns green. I start to proceed through the intersection on my bike, and this guy takes off after me, barking like a dog. He goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa!" Like he followed me to the middle of the road, and I always carry I carry my pocket knife, and I carry my mace with me. And so I reached in my pocket, and I grabbed my mace. I said, "Back up," just like that. And he stopped in his tracks, and he ran back to the corner. So we get to the meeting spot. Uh, my wife had kind of witnessed this. She's like, "I heard somebody bark. I heard barking." And she said, "Oh, there's a puppy around." And I realized it was a human. And I saw this guy chasing after you. Like, yeah. She's like, "I saw you turn around. What'd you do?" And it's like, I
Yeah,
pointed
you
my
saw
mace at
men
him.
chasing after me.
Yeah.
Men all as
So,
well they should. As well they should, sir. Men
you
should
know,
chase you everywhere you go.
well, so, we get ready to go back home. We have to go back the
That
same way we
milkshake
came
of
from.
yours brings all the boys to
Yeah,
the
it could have
yard.
been two. But, we're on the opposite side of the street. The light turns green, we're riding our bikes, and then all of a sudden we see the same homeless guy that was asking me for change.
So when you
Uh,
ride your bike, are you actually sitting down, or is your ass up
yeah,
in the air and like your
no.
fleshy hindquarters are like
Oh
just
my God. Are you gonna even let me finish this story? No, I was sitting in my seat. I had so I have like, a GoPro and I have it on my helmet.
your fleshy pale hindquarters are
Jeez.
just
You have
enticing
like
these
this,
men.
man.
You're
I
like the
don't know.
Pied Piper of homeless people.
It sounds like you're enticed right now.
A little bit, dude. I'm titillated. It's amazing.
No,
Good for
but
you.
well, okay. Continue the story. So we're riding on opposite side of the street, and I see some commotion, over to my left, and I look, and this guy, the guy that was barking at me is on top of the homeless guy, just beating the crap out of him. And of course, this is right when, traffic is like right next to us. So another gentleman ahead of us stopped and saw the same thing. So we're waiting for traffic to clear so we can safely cross the street, and run over and help this guy because he was getting the crap kicked out of him. And by the time we made it across the street, that guy had already gotten off of him and walked over to the corner. And by the time we got there, the guy had picked himself up. The barking guy, went back to this corner, at the corner of the major street.
Yeah,
And this
he
guy's
was probably working
the
his
right.
corner.
No, this guy had a case of beer on him. I don't know if he was intoxicated, mentally ill, or both. Probably both, because he was drinking too.
I got you.
He had
Yeah,
a beer in his hand. He had like a 12 pack of Heineken in his hand. Uh,
yeah, good
but
stuff.
yeah, so by the time we got over there, the guy got himself up. The right side of his face is all cut up and busted. He's bleeding everywhere. I was like, "Dude, you need to stop because we're gonna call an ambulance." "No, no, I don't need an ambulance. I don't need an ambulance. No police, no ambulance." I'm like, "No, we have to call it. Your, your face is all busted up, bro. We're gonna call the ambulance." So, um, by the time there's like five of us, trying to figure out what the hell's going on and trying to get the police on the phone. And I was on 911 for 2 minutes waiting for the answer. I hung up, and I never got a call back, but I did get a notification on my phone that says emergency location accessed or something, or emergency location something. So I'm assuming that they saw all these calls coming from the same spot because like five of us called. So they sent out an ambulance, had the guy checked out. The police came, it was maybe within 8 to 10 minutes, there was police and and an ambulance are there. But yeah, I downloaded the video to my phone. I showed it to police. It's like, okay, save this. A detective will be calling you soon. And so yeah, I had a call today from the detective. Hey, tell me a little bit about what happened. And he said you had video. I'm like, yeah, I got video, and I also got a still picture of the gentleman. This guy ended up getting on a bus. But yeah, it was kind of wild. I'm like, man, what would have happened if we were able to get to him, in time? And that's another thing. A lot of people, you know, even in Houston, a lot of people won't call for help. They ignore it. Like so many people walk by this guy just beating on this guy, and I guess I get it in a way because people don't want to get involved. But man, this is why we need to get involved. You need to say something, even if it might be a little detrimental to yourself. You need to call it out, right? Get off of him. I'm calling the police. These people just ignore him. And
You've been to the UK like I have, and
yeah,
everywhere you go, especially on the underground, they always have that see it, say it, sorted.
sorted.
Like that's
Yeah.
everywhere you go, but we don't really
Well, it's the
have
same
that.
thing when you go to the airport. It says, see something, say something.
Yeah, yeah, at the
Right.
airport, but
But
like
I
you don't
think that
have
people
these
are
dudes in the
so
street saying
desensitized
these
to this
kind of
kind of
things.
stuff. Yeah. Well,
Well, because
people are
we don't tell
desensitized
people.
to it. That's what I mean,
And, dude, people get like you've heard those cases where a person will save a person from drowning or give a person the Heimlich at a restaurant, and then that person who's saved the person's life now ends up getting sued. So, dude, people don't want to get involved.
Yeah.
I
Like I
ain't
said,
doing
we
all
couldn't
that.
get to them. We were literally wall to wall cars, and I ain't trying to get hit by, a car trying to get across the street at the same time, But like I said, by the time, and this was in a span of a few seconds, it seemed like
Yeah.
a lifetime. When I went back and looked at the footage, it maybe lasted 3 seconds, 4 seconds before the guy got up off of him and walked back. I don't know what triggered the guy. The guy was just in the street asking for change. You see the
He
guy
didn't give
go
that
back
guy
on the
his rub and
sidewalk.
tug. That's what
I
happened.
don't,
He
I don't
said,
know.
rub and tug, rub and tug.
I don't
If
know
you'd have
what he
just relieved
said,
his stress, he
but
wouldn't have. There you go. You're just as culpable. You should have been like, hold on, sir. You should have spin your hand real quick. Let me help you out.
yeah. I mean, he didn't
But
come
I would
back.
suggest if you're going to keep doing that, you have mace, you have a knife. So I have a pair of gloves, like rubber gloves, that kind of stuff
I
in my
have
car.
some in my bike.
Yeah, so you need to have that with you
I
in case
have
you need to render
a very
aid because,
basic.
dude, a
I
lot of people
have it.
got some diseases. You don't want to get dealing with touch that stuff.
No, no, I have all that in my bag. I have a very basic thing. I don't have any, there's no space in my bag to put a bunch of stuff in, right?
Yeah, but
But
you
I
can
have
carry a
the
couple pairs of
basics,
gloves.
band-aids. I have I have gloves and I have some band-aids and big band-aids, but nothing to help could have helped that guy, you know. But the
Well, you
ambulance
must have did
came, they took care of
something.
him. But like I said, a lot of these folks they don't want police involved because they're gonna, then they're gonna get in trouble, No
Well,
police, no
that
ambulance.
they
I'm
lose their
okay.
spot. No one's if they're homeless, no one's gonna watch their stuff. So someone's gonna
He
come
didn't
and
have
take all
much
their
with them
stuff.
anyway. He didn't
Well,
have any really.
that may not be where he was sleeping. He might have a place, like some tent city or whatnot where he actually sleeps or
Yeah,
what.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Or
so they
some
don't
they
go
don't want to be
back.
involved with the law, you
As
know.
well as that too, man, because sometimes they got warrants and shit also. They don't want,
Yeah,
and caught up
and they didn't
because this
press
dude
him
broke my
for.
laws. Now I gotta go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't press him. I don't know if they got his name or not. Maybe they did, but it was nice that the detective actually called back, because this is a big city, Sometimes, you know, dealing with the homeless, they may not follow up on this stuff. So it was kind of nice to know, at least somebody's looking into it.
That was getting
But
worked over.
yeah, so yeah, Saturday, we actually there's a kung fu place around the corner from us that had a an open house. So we got an hour free lesson in kung fu. It was pretty cool.
Nice, man.
Um, I'm kind of thinking about it once I get to
Doing some
work.
karate.
No, kung fu and karate are two different things.
I'm sorry, different countries. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Different.
Thank you,
Well,
Daniel Son, for helping me out with that. I
karate's
apologize.
Japanese and kung fu's Chinese.
Dude, I had not realized that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
So
Dude, why don't you do
karate's
something
like
manly like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? That's cool
I
shit.
don't want to grapple with people.
Why
You
not? That's
know,
fun.
because well, for
That's the
one,
shit that's actually gonna help you in real
no,
life. No one's gonna fucking
kung
sit there and
fu
watch
too.
you do a kata while you're trying to fight off
But
homeless
that
people
kata is
who want
how
to
it's
rub and
just
tug from you.
you do kata and jujitsu too. Your
No,
forms
you
are
don't do
all about
katas.
it.
You just wrestle. You don't do katas.
I ain't trying to wrestle nobody.
You should wrestle people. Wrestle those
I
men.
don't know. No, kung fu is more for close range fighting, and that's what you're going to get into if you're on a bus or a train. You know what I mean?
Bullshit. No, you're not.
It is.
No, you're not.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now again, I want to piss off any people who like kung fu. Kung fu is a very beautiful martial art. However, thank God we have the UFC because a lot of these bullshit shit martial arts have been exposed. How many
They
people
have.
who how many people who have belts in the UFC have a kung fu background?
Well, here's the thing.
No,
So
no, 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 no. Answer my question before you get into all that shit. If you need to
there's
Google
no
on your phone,
belts in
help
kung
yourself.
fu. You
No,
don't
I'm talking
have
about
belts
no, I'm talking
in kung
about
fu.
people who are in the UFC who have a belt like a heavyweight title belt, bannerweight belt.
Well, MMA is
I
mixed
can,
martial arts. I've seen on MMA that some use some form of kung
so you
fu and
have
Wing Chun,
people who have jiu-jitsu backgrounds or
but they
judo. You have
right.
people who have kickboxing, Muay Thai. You don't have any champions who have karate. They're out there practicing with the 12-year-olds or have some kung fu. If kung fu really
Kung fu doesn't
worked,
have a whole. It can work in certain situations. Going up an MMA
Keto can work
champion?
in certain situations,
Okay,
but we're not, in the 17th century carrying swords in feudal
you
Japan.
don't. Okay, well here's. See, you're not even let me finish.
Go ahead, finish up. Go ahead, go ahead.
Say, but MMA is mixed martial arts. You're not just
Letting you
sticking to
finish.
one.
I want
I'm
you to go
saying
ahead. I'm
you're
letting you
not
finish. Let
sticking.
talk. Why'd you talking?
I'm
Why'd
gonna
you
burn
talking?
your I'm gonna burn your house down when I get there. I swear.
Listen, I want to burn your ass.
I'm gonna burn
Like,
your
no, you
fucking
do.
I'm gonna burn your fucking house down with you in it.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
I'm not fucking with you. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. So yes, if you talk to any decent kung fu master, if you're gonna go up to someone else who's trained in that fight, you are probably likely to lose because kung fu isn't like karate. Like karate is like a long range combat. They want to keep people out of range. Kung fu is more for dealing with people that aren't necessarily trained in combat, but can easily defend themselves to a point where they can like because it's only support. It's so if you want to talk about like the most famous kung fu artist you might recognize outside of Bruce Lee, his master Yip Man. His fights would only last for a few seconds, and he'd have people down, out, or not knocked out cold, but just dealt with, right?
Okay.
So it's not meant for a long period of time fighting because
But they're
it's
fighting other people who do kung fu. So
right.
show me the footage of the kung fu dude who is going against a grappler or a judo guy or a person who does
Tons of
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
footage of Bruce Lee doing it, not in movies, but
Well, I don't think
even
he was
Bruce Lee
doing that against
himself.
Brazilian
But
Jiu-Jitsu.
Bruce Lee himself didn't just limit himself to kung fu. He
Yeah,
was learning a different form. But that's the thing,
said
you know.
boxing was one of the best
Yeah,
martial arts actually. Why don't you
boxing
you
and
could do kickboxing.
uh,
Kickboxing is more
honestly,
practical, more
well,
useful than kung fu.
so well, I'm not trying to learn kung fu to kick someone's ass. It's to me actually doing it is more comfortable than trying to learn. I'm getting up there in age, right? I'm not going
Yes,
to
you
be
are.
able to. I'm not going to be able to kick as high as somebody if I were to take like Taekwondo or karate, which I really like those, right? I don't really care
The
for
high kicks look
jujitsu.
really
I don't
cool.
want to. What I'm saying, but I don't want to wrestle somebody on the ground. I want to
Why
be able
not?
to, huh?
Why
Because
not?
why do you mean why not?
What word
One
did you
wrong
understand?
move and I'm pinned, right? If I and
Then
here's the
you'll
thing.
learn to get unpinned. Well, since the
Well,
science behind it is that every fight ends on the ground, shouldn't you want to learn how to do groundwork?
this is the thing. So
Okay.
if you want to be a good martial artist, you shouldn't learn. And again, any kung fu master is going to tell you the same thing. You shouldn't limit yourself to just kung fu. You should learn other forms and incorporate that into your kung fu. That's what Bruce Lee
Okay.
did,
Is that what he did?
right? Yeah,
Is
Jeet
that
Kune
what
Do
old Bruce was
is
doing?
not is a mixture of different styles,
I got you. Is that what
right?
old Bruce was doing? Good
Yeah,
old Bruce.
good over. It's funny thing. You call it Jeet Kune Do. But I mean, you
I
see a lot of
okay.
some forms of jujitsu are bullshido. That's what they call it, bullshido. You can spot that stuff. But I'm saying, I don't no, I don't want to grapple. I'm not looking to
Okay.
grapple. I'm just looking to get myself out of a situation quickly. And most of the time, if you're going to be fighting somebody in the street and you know martial arts, probably 9 times out of 10, you're going against somebody who's inexperienced. So any form is
Okay.
better than no form, right? And to me, it was very comfortable doing the motion.
I can't wait to see you get into a scrap and you do like a kung fu stance. Dude, the guy's gonna stop because he's gonna fucking start laughing. He's like, fucking, who are you, Jackie Chan? What are you doing? Like, nah, bitch, I just got done watching The Matrix.
There you go. I
I'm
know
fucking
kung
with you.
fu.
Okay, well, dude, I'm happy that you're getting out and that you are moving your body, which is good because hey man, as we get
Well,
up there,
I did like it. It was a good
yeah,
workout, you know.
cardio and stuff is
Um,
really good.
yeah, I mean, for me, this is the closest martial arts place, so why not give it a try?
Yeah, give it a try then, man. Give it a try.
That's what I mean.
Gonna have
You
to
know,
grant
I
me
mean, I'm not
flexible.
looking to be like a Shaolin monk master, or anything like that.
Well, most kung fu places I've seen, they have like a Tai Chi thing there also.
Well, Tai Chi. If you look at the forms of Tai Chi, those are fighting
Yeah, I
stances
know
as
that.
well.
Yeah. So I'm saying
You
if you're
can,
going
yeah,
there,
I've
you
seen
can do
Tai
some
Chi
Tai
masters
Chi
show,
also.
hey, I've done this form, and then let me put it into practical, and they'll have someone come spar with them. They say, this is the exact form that I did. You know what I mean? And they'll show you, I did this, then it turns into a sweep of the leg. Exactly. See, you're doing all that Tai Chi shit with the camera,
It's a lot of
but
pushing
no.
away.
Like I said, for me, it was comfortable. It wasn't like, you know, like even the seafood, which is the master, said like,
Seafood, I know,
your
yeah.
first month here, you're gonna be chain punch, and I forgot what they call the hand blocking. That's all you're gonna do for the first month. You're gonna learn how to do the stance, and you're gonna learn this stuff. The next month, we'll get into actually doing more forms, and the third month, and so on, you start learning to twist your body. And by the end of it all, you might even graduate to start working with the dummy. I don't know if have you ever seen Donnie Yen's movies? You know who
Yeah,
Donnie Yen
yeah.
is?
He was
Okay.
in what the that Star Wars movie? Rogue One. Did he play the blind guy with
Yeah,
the
yeah. But if you've
he's
probably
really
never
good. He was
seen
also in
the,
Blade 2.
yeah,
He played
well,
the guy. He didn't speak. He didn't really do much in that movie.
no, but you have to watch these is Ip Man movies.
You said Hitman?
Ip Man.
Ip
It's really
Man.
Yip Man.
Oh, is that him? Okay, I see it
Yeah,
advertised on like
yeah,
Hulu and
yeah,
stuff. I just never click on it.
yeah. There's
I just call it
one where he's
IP
doing
Man.
Ip Man. I mean, it's really Yip. The Y gets dropped for whatever reason, and even
Okay.
the Sifu explained that because I said that's Ip Man. He said no, it's Yip Man. Why? And of course, all of it. Those movies aren't historically accurate, but it's really cool to see kind of him work the dummy because that's actual, kung fu or Wing Chun
When you
style.
guys get to do some sparring, some live
You
sparring with each other.
see,
We need to
you
get in there and mix
do.
it up.
Well, he did. We partnered up, and
Okay.
one person would block and one person would throw the punch. Of course, you can do it
Okay.
safely. You know, you you, you do the form where they do you do like this, cross your arms, and you
What
pump
the
your fists
fuck is
back
it? Oh wow.
like this, and then you
Okay.
pump your fists back, and while you pump your fists back, your heels are together, your feet are pointed outwards. When you pull your fists in, you turn on your toes and face your ankles out. And it's a little uncomfortable at first. And you kind of sink in a little bit. And then you teach you how to do what they call the chain punch. The chain punch doesn't have a lot of power to it, but it's really fast. and seeing somebody do a chain punch and even coming in on the opposite end of it, it might not be like super powerful, but it can set you up for a powerful punch. But it's meant to disorient, right? Because then you can lead yourself into another attack. But
Watching you do chain punching was disorienting.
well, I was going slow, but I'm saying, but then you can come up to it, because there's points right here in your neck. If you
I got
strike
you.
into these points right here with let's just say, a side chop like this, right to the right place, you can knock somebody out
Mm.
because you're hitting that main artery to the brain. You're going to stun them. And that's what you're saying. You set yourself up for that stuff. So no, if you're going to argue here, is Kung Fu probably the best martial arts for, if you're going to go up against somebody in karate, you're probably going to get your ass kicked, especially if you're going up to someone who knows what they're doing, But it's the same thing with karate. If you go out there trying to be Mr. Badass, and the same thing, some people panic. You could study this your whole life, man, and it'll all come done if you panic.
That's true.
But I mean, for me, it's an outlet, right? It's learning to channel energy and into, and to me, Kung Fu is really beautiful. Just the way that you do your handwork and, your feet. And I think it's a pretty nice form.
Okay. Nah,
But
dude,
I
it's
don't think
getting
I would limit myself to that because, the gentleman who, was running the place said, man, before I even started Kung Fu like 15 years ago, man, I had problems with my elbows. I had problems with my knees. Everything hurt. Ever since I've been doing this stuff, I haven't needed any pain pills or anything like that. I'm able to move freely. My bone density's increased. I'm more flexible, you know. And granted, the guy was younger than me, but for me, like, man, I'm starting to notice things are hurting a little bit more, But so I figured, why not start there, and then maybe try karate or taekwondo or something.
okay.
Um,
That'd be what's up, man.
but we'll see. Like I said, the lessons for it was kind of pricey. They're unlimited classes, and they have 4 classes a week: Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
Mm.
Um, you can go as many times as you like during the. It's like 165 a month for unlimited, and I think that was their only thing. So to me, it's a bit pricey um, for it, but we'll see. You know, I'm still thinking about it. There's a karate place, I don't know, about a mile and a half from here. There's a
What do you
jujitsu
think about?
place.
What you think about?
Well, I mean, it's a lot of money right now. Since I'm
Oh,
still working for work,
okay,
this would be something I would definitely look into once I got to working.
gotcha.
Right
Once you got on
now,
your feet, I got you.
yeah. I mean, it's not like we're in dire straits, but that's not a wise expense to me right now, right?
I got you. Okay, I hope it works out for you, Tim. I'm
So,
sure it will.
well, yeah, it's something to do. Get you out of the house, and the
Yeah,
hours,
man.
would work perfectly for me after work, going a couple times a week, because I hate running. I love biking, weightlifting. This is another way of finding exercise that's fun and not feeling tedious and boring, and just a time suck or a drain. It's not fun sometimes doing this stuff. I like looking for things that are fun to do that make the exercise fun and not just to do it.
Well, as long as it works for you, my brother, I am
We'll
happy
see.
for you. Yeah,
We
yeah. I
shall
want to
see.
see
I may
the
change my
process.
opinion tomorrow, man. You know how opinions are. We change them like we change underwear.
No, how you change your opinion? I do know that. Yeah.
So do
And
you.
damn,
Do you change your opinion from one day to the next at times? It all depends on what you've absorbed from the previous day.
no, just depends on what porn I was watching. But other than that, I'm still pretty much steadfast, the
Yeah.
same kind of. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What else is going on here? I mean, those are the two major things that I can think
Everybody
of.
was kung fu fighting.
Fighting. Yeah, Connie was humming that while we were sparring together. uh, Connie says she thinks it's a bit too
Uh-huh.
rich. She would like to do it, a couple times a week, and she doesn't feel that, $165 a month justifies only going a couple times a week. I'm like, well, maybe you can talk to him about a deal, or maybe it's $80 a month and you go 4 times a month. I don't know. We didn't
Yeah,
get that far.
yeah. I think
How much were your classes?
so. A month, like legit. Jiu-jitsu. So I did jiu-jitsu and like cardio kickboxing and stuff. And I think that was like 170. Yeah. A month. And that's unlimited. You go as many times as you want. But keep in
Yeah.
mind when you're doing these things, dude, the level of soreness you're gonna have to get through.
Oh, I was
It
sore the next day.
Yeah. So even
My
if you
back
could go
muscles were
3 times
sore.
a week, you will
Yeah.
be so sore. You're like, I gotta take some. Yeah.
Well, I don't think I would do 3 days a week right off the bat. I would probably do two. And I would probably do like a Wednesday or a Monday and a Saturday. But making sure that you're practicing because you got to practice at home too. I don't think you have to kill yourself right away, but if you
Mhm.
want to get good at it, you have to practice at home too. But yeah, the next day, man, the middle of my back, where my shoulder blades, all the way to the middle of my back were sore, and that was just from doing them chain punches and the blocks,
Mm.
and then my and my thighs too because of the stance. You kind of have to crouch a little bit
Yeah.
and holding that, so you learn, your core is going to get stronger, your leg muscles will get stronger, your back muscles are definitely going to get stronger, you know. So we'll see. And then, like I said, I don't think I would limit myself to just one thing. If I really enjoy this stuff, I think I would like to move on to something else.
Well, I mean, you got to correct me for I don't. I know karate has a belt system. So does jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. Does
I don't,
kung fu have
I
a
don't,
belt system?
I don't think so. I don't know, and that's something I failed to ask. I didn't see any belts on these people at
I mean, you
all.
could Google it when you get a chance. But yeah, I'm like, I
I
don't know.
could,
Hey,
but
I
I'm
don't know.
saying, what does it mean? You gotta do your research too, right? Because you don't want
Yeah.
to join a dojo and it turn out to be garbage, right? Because that was rampant, you know.
What do you mean?
Bullshit, Bushido. That's rampant, right? You got to be careful because you don't want to go to somewhere where someone's teaching you some bullshit that definitely is not going to help you. That doesn't work, right?
Yeah,
But like I said, if you're going to pair up a kung fu fighter to a boxer, the boxer is going to kick the kung fu guy's ass because
dude.
uh, the power in a punch from a boxer versus one from kung fu is not the same. You know,
Mhm. Man. Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Watch those Ip Man movies, and you'll see it's super exaggerated, but the forms that they use in the movies are pretty damn cool. The choreography is awesome,
Mhm.
but in one movie he goes up against Mike Tyson. That ain't gonna happen. One movie he goes up against Batista. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh
He's not
wow.
gonna win those fights.
Hey man, hold up. Speaking of which, so you notice how Batista lost all that weight, and I've seen pictures of The Rock recently. Looks like he's lost like 60 pounds, man.
I think he lost it for a role,
But what
and
so he did that one role. I know he had some heart issues also.
yeah, well, he's got a movie coming out about some famous MMA fighter. I can't remember his
Hey,
name.
yeah,
I don't keep up with MMA.
Jawbreaker or something like that. Yeah, I know the
Something.
guy. Yeah, because that
Yeah.
guy was doing this thing in the 90s. He
Didn't he get
was,
sick or something?
I don't know what happened to the dude. I
They,
think he used
it,
to do pride fighting or something. Like
mm,
that's where I first heard of that guy. Like he was doing fighting before UFC. And
right,
remember those old school pride days where like they didn't have weight classes. It's
right,
whatever versus whatever. And yeah, he
right.
was getting that ring and do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, to your point, Kung Fu doesn't have weight classes.
Yeah.
So you can't take a Kung Fu master and throw him in a ring with a heavyweight MMA fighter because they're just not going to they're not going to get done. They might be able to block, quite a bit. I don't think they're going to hurt him too much unless, again, they get one of those pressure points on your neck or
Gotcha.
your temple. It's really hard to hit someone in the temple because the way that they teach you your punching in kung fu is center mass, almost like if you're training shooting center mass. They don't teach you to aim for the head, center mass, because you're most likely going to get your body shots right that will set you up for a strike. You know. Anyways,
Yeah. I think, well, not I think, I know in jits at least that when you are trying to compete, they do put you in weight classes.
right?
Well,
Yeah,
weight classes and belt classes.
yeah. Well, I mean, same thing with karate. You have belt classes for sure. So no,
Yeah,
I've
I
always
don't
had an
know
interest
much
in
about
karate
it.
too. But for me, this is the closest place, and what better way to get your foot in the door
Some fun.
by, you know,
And dude, you if you see some foxy little, kung fu chicks, you let them know that you have a buddy that, hey man, he's down in H Town
like I
and
said, we'll see. We'll see on that. Gotta
some
get the job
foxy kung
first.
fu chick. And that I know that if I get out of line, she's gonna put a little kung fu chop on my neck. I'm gonna pass
Yeah,
out.
we'll
Like,
see.
holy heck, man.
Who knows? I could be the next old Bruce Lee.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean Chuck Norris, maybe. Bruce Lee was Chinese.
Well, yeah. Well, Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee were pretty well. They were. I don't know if they were close, but they respected each other,
Yeah.
and they talked often.
I know they did that one movie fight scene. I don't really know much about them after that. Uh,
No,
I do.
there was some on YouTube I saw here recently. There was they were talking about Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris
Okay.
and how they respected each other. They talked
Well,
at
you're
great
only
lengths.
how do they know? You're only getting one person's perspective.
Well, no, I've heard it from multiple sources that I don't know what their friendship was like. They didn't really get into detail, but they did discuss martial arts
Okay.
to great detail and how Bruce was, he was very interested in learning different forms, not just kung fu, but you know, boxing, kickboxing,
Yep.
all of it. He was really interested in a whole bunch of stuff. So it was kind
Yeah,
of
he
cool
was
to
a
hear.
sharp cat, man. He was doing his thing. I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
man, do you? I remember I used to watch, what was it, Kung Fu Theater when I was a kid.
Hmm.
And yeah, they would have it on. It'd come on after Soul Train, I think. And just dun, 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 and it'd be just, you killed my
Hmm.
brother.
They use a lot of. You ever notice they use a lot of chalk in those movies? So when they would hit each other, you'd see the
Yeah.
dust flying. Yeah, they use a
Yeah,
lot of chalk.
I think that's where LeBron James got that from, that whole because he always throws, that chalk up in the air when he's about to start the game. That's probably where he got that from Kung Fu Theater.
Yeah, because then when they would hit, they'd block each other's
Yeah.
punches. You'd see a cloud of dust. They use a lot
Yeah,
of
like
chalk in those
like you
movies.
just got roll around in the dirt. What the heck? Man, it was
Yeah,
insane, man.
yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I used to love it. So I used to love Kung Fu Theater. Kung Fu Theater.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, dude,
yeah,
that's I think when I first started seeing Jackie Chan because he would do, was it Drunken Master or something, or Drunken Monkey? Yeah, and
Drunken. Yeah,
I think it's Drunken M something. I think either Master or Monkey. And yeah, he would have like a big jug and he put it up to
get
his mouth
drunk.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and like, oh my goodness, what was that one game that they actually based that character off of? I don't think, was it Tekken? It was one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
those
yeah,
games.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
Tekken.
And they had
Yeah, and
the
the guy
drunken
had
fighter guy.
Bone Soon, or I can't remember his name, but yeah, he had the
Yeah.
little gourd and he would take a
Yeah.
swig. Ugh.
Yeah, dude. And he would, and dude, they had all those old school sound effects. We would watch that,
But
and then I remember we'd be at school on recess or something, and we'd
yeah,
be
you're doing the same shit.
reenacting those things. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you've been doing the same thing. Tiger,
Dude,
praying mantis.
oh, dude. I think that's probably why I'm still a big fan of Wu-Tang, because they basically just took that whole genre and turned it
Hmm.
and transformed it into a hip hop,
Yeah,
Wu-Tang sword
Wu
style.
Tang,
Hence my
Wu Tang
flying
Clan,
dragon.
flying dragon.
Oh man, I used to love that stuff, dude. That was so much fun watching that.
Yeah.
Um, they just for shits and giggles, they should come out with something like that again. Even so, I saw a commercial today. I guess they're kind of redoing that movie Anaconda. It has Jack Black and Paul Judd, and it's a comedy, but it does kind of drift into the horror thing because it's like Anaconda meets that movie. What was it? Tropic Thunder, where like they're out there filming in the jungle, but they know it's a movie, and then it kind of gets real after a point in time. Looks like they're
Hmm.
doing that with that. They should do something like that with the Kung Fu Theater movies. Like
Yeah.
bring that a genre of that back. Like they have great kung fu movies now, but bring that kind that it's just a choreographed and it and those cheesy sound effects back. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. All right, man. We've been on here almost an hour.
Yeah, that's a good stopping point.
It's a great stopping point. So I will let you do your thing and you go hang out and go inside with your lady and have some fun. I'm going
About dinner
to.
time. Yeah,
It's it's dark. It's dark here. And it's dark over there also. So yeah,
yeah,
man, it's
sun's
time for some
definitely set.
supper.
Mm-hmm.
All right, time to say
Supper
goodnight,
time.
Nick.
Good night, asshole.